Thank you so much. Like I said, we always appreciate the bond between us and our viewing audience everywhere in the world. But quickly, let's begin to uh, make some pace, particularly the Babangida phenomenon. Since he joined others uh, on the eve of a New Year celebration, that is 31st December 1983, to stage a coup in which they criminally pushed out an elected administration led by the then President Shehu Usman Aliyu Shagari. He's always been a man of the news. At the time, he was a darling of the Nigerian media, and then there was this palace coup after the events of 1983, 31st December, till August 27th, 1985, and then he took the center stage, famously described as the tooth gap, gap-toothed general. Babangida with his smiles. There were times he was able to pull certain stunts on the Nigerian public. For example, when he seized power and Lawrence Anini was tormenting Nigerians as a notorious armed robber from the then Bendel State, later known as Edo State. He asked the then Inspector General of Police, where is Anini? And Nigerians were reveling in all that. And there were times he stood in the rain to give rousing speeches, given umbrella. He was a populist, a darling of the media, and then certain mysterious deaths started happening in the country. There were the well-reported incidents of Gloria Okun, who was identified as a drug courier, and then a supposed miraculous show up in London after she had been rumored to have been executed as a drug courier in Nigeria. Then the incident of Dele Giwa and the threats that were issued on Dele Giwa and letters written to his personal lawyer, the late Mr. Ganifa Wemi. The rest became history. Babangida, who was born sometime in 1941, president of Niger State. Their parents, who were known as Mr. and Mrs. Badamasi, but because Babangida felt that, his name Badamasi, his last name Badamasi was always mistaken for Yoruba's Badamasi, and how some people over the years, particularly when he was in power, they said, he was of Yoruba stock. So he added Babangida to his name at some stage. But he was fantastic in an uncommon way. You like him, you hate him. He was a master political dribbler until he dribbled himself into a corner and he scored a goal against himself. You will talk of the Escobar factor in a soccer game, Remember Colombia's born soccer maestro who will score a goal against his side in an encounter. That's exactly what Babangida did. He took Nigerians for a ride and on an endless roller coaster of political transitions known as Third Republic. There were times he assured several people that he was going to hand power over to them. Famously amongst them, the late Lieutenant General Shehu Musa Yaradua, Chief, later, or now known as Oba Olufalaye, and so on and so forth. He played all of them. At the end of the day, he again cast aside those ones and brought up new sets of people. And don't forget, late Business Mugo, Emmanuel Nwaya was part of those people that were so manipulated into believing that they were the darling of the administration. But he disappointed all of them until his personal friend, the late Chief Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, came on the scene. That man, everybody thought, oh, very rich, he will compromise anything. He became their arbitrous and eventual nemesis, insisting on the validation of the mandate given to him on June 12, 1993. We do not want to belabor too much on the Babangida factor, but hate him or like him, this man has been an issue in Nigerian affair, Nigerian public life, since the early 1960s. He took part in several coups. With his input, a coup was likely to succeed. If he was not involved, the coup may be a disaster, spelling doom for several people, including his own childhood friends like Mama Vatsa. That said, this is the man who took Nigeria by storm with the outing of his autobiography, A Journey in Service, this last week. And then it's been coming like a deluge avalanche of criticisms, condemnations, which he had been forewarned by one-time leader of his and commander-in-chief, Olusegun Obasanjo, has been a kind of bad belly. And Obasanjo has gotten his counterpunch back today from the children of the late Dr. Tunji Braithwaite, who said it was uncharitable of him to have spoken of their father in such times. Where we stand today in Nigeria is that everybody seems the untold equivalent of minimizing the talk of Holocaust. That is the violation of the sacred mandate of Nigerians in 1993, June 12, has been casualized by Nigerian elites, and they have cashed out on it, and so insensitive to the feelings of thousands of Nigerians who laid down their lives resisting military autocracy and dictatorship. On a personal note, I knew a young man who was very close to me that was gunned down, Olorunda, the younger brother of my personal friend, Tunde Dele, Babadele, also known as Okin. He was gunned down doing his daily pursuit at Esso filling station in Akure on that inglorious day when Abacha decided to waste the efforts of Nigerians and putting them under the jackboots endlessly. That is one aspect of what has become an albatross for Nigerians. But to have come in an indecorous way and celebrating with glee as if Babangida did something great in the lives of Nigerians is what many of us is still, struggling to understand. Bola Tinubu was there, Obasanjo was there, Dangote was there. Talk of all kinds of Nigerians, Mrs. Bola Shagaya, Alakija, all of them came. What would have been a sober moment, and more than 17 point whatever billions was raised in Naira to build a supposed presidential library. Let it be said, Ibrahim Babangida was never elected a president in Nigeria. He was a self-declared president, military president, pronto. That is a totalitarian, a dictator, a violator of our common will. Yeah, some good things may be said about him, but of what good is the gesture that was eventually erased with a mere stroke of a military fiat? That is where we stand today.